Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the Earth. My name is Haley, and I would like to address something very serious about suicide and transgenders. So, 3 people. Ash, Leela, and Xander. I do not have a picture of Xander, but we'll make do. They're all transgenders, and they're all teenagers. 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there, that have been dealing with which gender that they belong to. And it's a very difficult thing to deal with. Another thing that these people have in common is they killed themselves over not being accepted, and through years and years of endless bullying, threats, and all that stuff. And I have a picture of Leela and her suicide note. I can't read the top. It's just meaning you don't want people to be treated the way that she was, and transgenders are treated like they're supposed to be humans. With valid feelings and human rights, gender needs to be taught about in schools. The earlier the better. My death needs to mean something. And that's Leela Alcorn. In the UK, 48% of trans people under 26 attempt suicide as of 2014. In the United States, 41% of trans people attempt suicide. In Canada, 43% of trans people attempt suicide as of 2012. I think that percentage is a little too high. It should be like 0%, because as I said in my last video, I do have depression. I have been suicidal in the past. It's not worth it. It's not worth taking your own life to make a change in the world, because, to be honest, you're just one small person. And, yeah, will you make a big difference? Maybe. But, in my opinion, it's not worth taking your own life to raise awareness. Yeah, it draws people in for attention, but then people end up saying, well, then this is promoting suicide. No, this is not promoting suicide. What I'm saying is, I can't think of the right words. I'm half asleep doing this. If you're seriously that depressed, and you're that confused on who you are, and you decide to kill yourself over it, to me, it's not worth it. I've been through that. Not necessarily death, but I've flirted with death. And I know how that is. I like that saying. It's just not worth killing yourself over. Just not being accepted. Because if you're dead, you can't really do anything else. You just kind of have to let everyone else take over, and you have no control over it. You're just kind of looking ahead and being like, you're not doing it right. That's not what I meant. When Leela was buried, she was buried as a he. And I forgot her birth name. Anyway, she was buried as a male, how she was originally born as. So, you can't really do much about it. And to be honest, I don't think that she really cared about being buried as a male instead of a female, which she liked to be buried. But since she's dead now, she can't do anything about it, and we have to take over on giving transgenders equal human rights. This dates all the way back to the Martin Luther King days, when you were trying to get black people to have the same rights as white people. Well, now they kind of take over. They kind of took over for that one. And to be honest, I don't think that we're ever going to have human equal rights. We'll all have human rights, they're just not going to be equal, because there's always so much exceptions, and they're hard to keep up with. In the end, be who you are. Doesn't matter if anyone doesn't accept you for it. As long as you make peace with yourself, you can make peace with just about anybody. You need to have self-respect first. If you have female parts and you want to be a guy, you have a male head, female parts, go right ahead. Be a man. Be the man that you have to be. If you have boy parts and you have a female mind, go ahead. No one's stopping you. You can be whoever you want to be. Make peace with yourself. You have to love yourself. It's very important. And I can assure you, suicide is never the answer to anything. And that's all I really need to say about the topic. And I hope everyone has a wonderful Easter. And I hope people take my words into consideration. Even though I'm young, I understand that. But let's just see how this video goes.